What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm going to be doing these every single week. You guys love my week one predictions. They went really well, so I wanted to go more in depth and give you my week two predictions as they relate to how much a team is going to win by, the over under in the game, everything like that. Without further ado, let's just get into it. We're going to start with the Vikings at the Eagles on Thursday Night Football. I really like the Eagles here. I think the Eagles are going to win this game. Right now, they're 7-point favorites, and to be honest with you, I don't mind that. I really don't mind the Eagles -7 here. I think at home, even though they won't have James Bradbury, they have a matchup that I think plays in their favor. I think they'll dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. I think they'll be able to run the ball a lot on the Minnesota Vikings. And I think we overlooked the fact that the Vikings weren't that good last week. I don't know how good of a team they are, period. I think playing an Eagles team that's very, very good, has a lot of talent. I think the Patriots are a better team than we think. They looked good last week. I think the Eagles win here, and -7, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Let's move to the next game here. The Packers at the Falcons. This is one of my three upset picks of the week. You can see the Packers are favored. I know it's not a huge favorite, but this technically is an underdog pick, and it's technically an upset. So right here, as you can see, Falcons, I'm just picking them to win. I don't really love anything else in this game. I'm picking the Falcons to win. The line 40.5 is interesting, but again, it's a defensive-oriented team in the Packers and an offensive-oriented run game team in the Falcons. So I'm just going to stay away in terms of that stuff, but I do like the Falcons here. Raiders at Bills. I'm picking the Bills to win this one. The line to me, though, is a little bit low. I think 47 is a little bit low. I think the Bills will have more than have their way on offense. I think they'll be able to drive the ball down the field, score a lot of points on the Raiders. But offensively, like I said a few weeks ago, the Raiders are still a good team. And we saw I put up, 17 points last week against the Denver defense that's very comparable to Buffalo's. I think they can do it again. I think they could put up more in another week with Garoppolo. The only thing that worries me is Jacoby Myers. Is Jacoby Myers going to play? I don't know. To be honest with you, this is a game I'd probably just stay away from. I think the Bills are the good pick here. 9.5 is a lot. That's a big line. But, if you really, really want to pick something in this game, I think 47 is a little bit low. I think it's a little bit low. Moving to the next game, Ravens at Bengals. I'm rocking with the Bengals here. Then looking at my notes to the side of me, I'm staying away from this one too. I think 46 here, maybe it's a little bit low. A divisional game, the unders are usually really good. Like, this is another one that I'm staying away from. I confidently probably would pick the Bengals money line if you want to put it with another one that you're more confident in, like the Bills. Like, you could combine those. I'm moderately confident in the Bengals here, but again, I just stay away. And honestly, I don't think a bad value pick here is the Ravens just to win. It's a divisional game. They're on the road. That worries me, but it's a divisional game. I'm picking the Bengals. The next game, Detroit Lions at Seattle Seahawks. I'm picking the Lions here, and to be honest with you, I don't mind this -5.5. I think the Lions will dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, just like they did against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are still a very good team. The Lions they went out and won that game by 3 points. It was a close game against a very good team. I didn't like what I saw from the Seahawks last week, and if this was preseason, I'd be saying, well, the Seahawks should be able to throw the ball on the Detroit Lions, and hypothetically they could. But I liked what I saw from the Lions defense last week. Granted, the Chiefs didn't have Travis Kelce, but I liked what I saw from their defense last week. So I'm going to pick the Lions here. And again, if I had to pick something in all of these, it's probably the 5.5. I think 47 is a decent line. If I had to pick an over or under on that, I'd probably go over. But I think 5.5 is a moderately good pick here for the Lions. The next game, this is really tough because the Chargers and Titans, I looked at it and I was like, everything points pick the Titans. Everything points pick the Titans. Better line of scrimmage, probably on both sides of the ball. They'll be able to stop the Chargers' run. The Chargers may not have Austin Eckler, but I think that actually opens things up a little bit. I think it'll force the Chargers to pass more. And like I talked about with the Saints last week, they weren't going to be able to run the ball on the Titans all game, and they didn't. They were going to have to pass the ball to win. And if that's the same thing that happens with the Chargers, they're going to win this game. Looking at it, I mean, you could probably go -3 again. If I had to pick something here, it'd be the Chargers with points. But again, I don't love anything there. I'm confidently picking the Chargers to win this game, though. The second upset of the pick of the week is right here, Bears at Bucks. I'm riding with the Bears here. Like I said in the TikTok, like it's a game where I think the Buccaneers come in riding a little bit too high. I think the Bears come in a little bit hungrier. Granted, the Buccaneers should be able to stop the run and force Fields to throw the ball a little bit. I don't know if the Buccaneers secondary is good enough to consistently stop that. I know Fields is not the best passer. I know there's a lot of question marks there, but I really don't know if the Buccaneers secondary is good enough to consistently stop that. I really don't. I'm picking the Bears here. And again, the pick, it's plus money for the Bears. I'm riding with that. Chiefs at Jaguars, I'm going Chiefs -3. I don't think much needs to be said here. I think the Jaguars are good. I didn't think they looked great against the Colts. I thought defensively there were a lot of question marks there. I think the Chiefs will have their way on offense, and with Chris Jones back against this Jaguars offense, it'll be tough. They'll be in third and long-ish situations, and I mean, I trust the Chiefs in some of those situations, but more or less, I trust them just to score more. I trust them to get down the field, turn 3s into 7s more than I trust the Jaguars to do it. So I'll take the Chiefs, and I will take them -3. I will pick Patrick Mahomes. This is all assuming Travis Kelce's back. I think he will be, but I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs there. Colts at Texans. This is essentially a pick 'em. I'm going Colts here. You can take them -1. Anthony Richardson looked really good last week. Sounds like he's going to play. I know the Texans defense played well. There were some players in the Houston Texans offense that also kind of made their name a little bit. Nico Collins. I thought Robert Woods played pretty well. I think the Colts had a very good showing, to be honest with you, against the Jaguars. I know they lost. I think the Colts had a good showing against the Jaguars. They played really, really hard. I'm going to pick the Colts and Anthony Richardson here. Again, it's technically a favorite pick. It's basically a pick 'em, but I'll take the Colts, and I will take Anthony Richardson. The next pick, we have 49ers at Rams. Obviously, I'm going to ride the 49ers here. But I think if you wanted to make a pick here, Rams, it's +8.5 on a lot of places as well. I think Rams +8.5 is a good pick. Divisional games where the line is more than a touchdown, I think you take the chance with the +8.5 at home too. I think you take that chance. I think it's good value for you there. Maybe you tease a little bit, make it like a 2-touchdown game, but I think that's good value for you there. I'm not going to pick against the 49ers. I think they'll win the game. Giants at Cardinals. I'm picking the Giants. Looking at my notes here, I want to take 5.5, but I do think the 39.5 line is low, like really, really low. You had two broken offenses playing each other last week in the Commanders and Cardinals, and they scored 36. I don't think the Giants offense is a broken offense. I think they can make up for those 4 points. And I don't think the Giants defense is good enough, at least right now, to hold the Cardinals to probably less than 16 points. So I think the over there is probably the pick. Jets at Cowboys. I'm not going to pick against the Cowboys here. The Cowboys will win, but I will tell you, I think the Jets will do enough to keep this within 10 points. I think if there's a way you have to beat the Dallas Cowboys, it's getting after the quarterback. It's forcing them into third and long, which the Jets can do. They did a really good job of it against Josh Allen. Their defense is obviously really good, and I think they can do enough to stifle the Cowboys offensively. Now, this Dallas defense is no joke. We saw it last week, and we've kind of known that throughout the offseason. But I think if there's one way to go score, to drive down the field on the Cowboys defense, it's going to be running the ball, and that's what the Jets are going to have to do. One, with the backs that they have, Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, but two, because Zach Wilson's in the game now. Like, the Jets are going to have to look at this matchup and say, we need to run the ball probably 15 times with each guy, if Hall can handle that, but 15 times with each guy to really have a chance. I think they will. I think they keep it close. Again, that line is low. Like, I think it's a low-scoring game. I like the Jets plus 9.5 here. Commanders at Broncos. I have the Broncos here. Don't really love a lot here either. I mean, that line is really, really low. I'm going to take the Broncos in a close game and just tell you to stay away. I don't love it enough. My third upset pick of the week, though, it's right here. Dolphins at Patriots. I'm picking the Patriots to win. At home, I think the Patriots will run the ball plenty. The Dolphins can't stop the run. I think the Patriots will do enough defensively to at least contain Tyreek Hill. I think the biggest thing here is going to be keeping the Dolphins off the field, though. Like, I think if the Patriots can run the ball, which they will, and do enough to keep the Dolphins off the field for elongated periods of time, it'll force Tua to get a little bit cold. I think the Patriots are a good pick here. And if you don't love just picking them, I think you see -2.5 right now. I think bumping it up to +3.5 for the Patriots is solid. Like, I like that. Maybe worse odds for you, but I like that. Then the two Monday night games, I am picking the Saints, and I'm going Saints -3. I mean, this is a very good defense against a rookie quarterback. I know they're on the road. They have enough offensive firepower. Carr didn't play great, but he was still pushing the ball down the field. He had over 300 yards passing, I believe. Like, this is still a team that can go move the ball down the field and score. I can't see the Panthers scoring a lot of points in this game. I really can't. I think the Saints win by at least 3. And then Browns and Steelers, I'm going Browns -2.5. I mean, don't be distracted by the hat here. I think the Browns are a team that will do enough defensively to stifle a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, who don't have the number 1 receiver, who don't have a great offensive line. If the Steelers can't run the ball, it's over. Like, if they can't put themselves into 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable, the game is over. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't even mind hiking that Browns line up to 4.5 or 5.5 and taking them. Like, I don't think it's gonna be close, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I think the Browns will be able to run the football. I know it's at Pittsburgh. I know it's a hostile environment, but at the end of the day, I don't know if the Pittsburgh Steelers will do enough to move the ball down the field. And, that's what happened last week with the Browns and the Bengals. Like, ultimately, the Bengals didn't do a lot or enough to move the ball into scoring position. I don't know. I don't even know if they got into the red zone. I don't know if the Steelers can do it either. I really don't. I know the weather was a factor, and everybody will say that. Bengals couldn't run the ball. I can't see the Steelers being able to run the ball. I think all signs point to the Browns here. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I appreciate you guys hopping on here. And if you made it to the end, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. We'll be doing this every single week to make sure you guys are up to date and fully informed with how I'm thinking beyond just picking the games. I know on TikTok, I will pick the games, but on here, I'm going to go much more in depth and talk about this with you guys. If you have any specific questions, as always, comment them. You can follow my Instagram. I'll be posting betting specific stuff on there as well. Thank you guys very much for watching. God bless.